So for this project I'm using a different horse, my most senior horse, not just in years. He's a 22-year-old Appaloosa gelding who we've owned since he was 5 years old. He's also my most advanced horse when it comes to training. So Joe's now at 22, I'm starting to slow down on what I expect from him in terms of physical ability. So I am riding him a little less, but I'm still keeping him fit. And one of the ways I can keep him fit so that I can continue to ride him for as long as he's able is to play with him on the ground in ways that really extend his fitness. And so we'll see how far we can have him be a athletic horse, and he's also a really great teacher for people who are just learning the program. So here I've got a project with Joe. Joe and I have been playing at Liberty for a long time, and we've got lots of nice some really nice things going. And one of the things that I have in my mind is that I'd like to be able to play with figure eights with Joe, which I can do already quite well with barrels or markers. But I'd like to actually play with figure eights and have him use me as one of the markers. So there's a combination of things that I want to put together here. So here in this session I'm breaking down the ingredients that I have in mind. One of the ingredients is he needs to have a really good stick to me. So right now you can see me playing with stick to me. Does he stick to me when I speed up, when I slow down? Does he really, put an effort into synchronizing with me on a circle, but just going somewhere and not being too precise? I also want to keep checking in with him to make sure that he's confident about the flag. Flags are something that Joe really struggles with, especially if they appear suddenly up high. He's not so bad when they're down low, but when they come up high above his shoulder level, he can get a little bit worried. So that's another ongoing project that we've had together for a little while, and he's getting a lot more confident with that. He's a very sensitive horse. He's not a very confident horse around people. He's a very dominant horse when it comes to being in a herd, but he's a very sensitive, more reactive horse, and he's also an introvert, unlike the horse that I was using in the last video, Durango, who's a little more extroverted and self-confident. So I have to slow down with Joe and break everything into smaller pieces and build them up more slowly. Consistency is the thing that really benefits Joe. Repetition, he loves. He's happier if I really layer things in a more thorough and give him a chance to understand stuff, whereas Durango gets things really quickly, and I've got to move on a little quicker with Durango. So here I'm playing with, can I take another ingredient from my idea that I have and get him to where he understands that he could circle me without me having to go and travel with him. So he's getting pretty good at this, and I don't mind if he includes the barrel in the equation. That's going to come in later on. But what I'm waiting for is for him to circle me and then spiral in, and I'm not going to let him off the hook, so to speak, and allow him to stop until he's close enough for me to touch, like right there. So he's learning how to circle me and then circle in and keep maintaining the circle until he's close enough to stop. This will eventually really help when I want to play circling games with him out in the open without losing him. The other ingredient for the idea that I have is sending him around a barrel. So that's going to come up in a little minute. Right here I'm playing stick to me, and I'm turning the stick to me into a circle. So I'm kind of turning with him, and then once I feel him kind of understanding that, oh, okay, I'm circling now, it's not stick to me anymore, then I stop my feet and just, use the flag to kind of encourage him to keep going. So he's starting to think about circling. So good. So now I'll leave him alone until he has time to think, okay, what do I do next? The next thing I want is that. Circle me and come around close enough for me to touch him without having to move my feet. So this part is actually quite difficult for the horse, because I'm not moving, so it's harder for him to feel drawn to me. If you're moving around like I am right now, it's easy for the horse to stick to you and to go around you because they're naturally drawn to motion. Here's the other part of the plan that I have, the task I have in mind is, can I do a little change of direction and then send him out and around something and then have him come back to the circle. And you can see he's thinking, he's like, okay, I think I know what she wants. And with Joe, I have to allow him to slow down to think. He's an introvert, so he has to slow down or sometimes even stop in order to process things. Durango, on the other hand, needs to move his feet in order to think. He's a bit more like me. So here he's kind of going, okay, I got it, I need to come back in. So those are the three ingredients, and Joe's doing a pretty nice job of that. And yes, I use treats. Nothing wrong with that. Treats can be a real incentive for the horse. They can really help the horse feel motivated to try a little harder, especially if they're food oriented. Durango will do just about anything for a mouldy old bit of carrot. Joe, it's more about helping him feel really kind of encouraged. He doesn't really need treats that much to be motivated. What he really appreciates is release and time to stop. So I use the treats just as a added kind of incentive, because he still likes food. They all like food. But if you're strategic with treats, treats are a great thing. There's no reason why you can't use them. What I don't want is for my horses to start thinking that they can come and take treats from me, that turns into mugging. So I'm quite particular about how I give the treats. And that's a pretty nice session and a good spot to stop right there.